You know, sometimes I do these blogs, and when I do the blogs, I'll be telling them maybe I'm a little too harsh, man. I did a little episode of the Barbershop, and people hit me up. Oh my goodness, the Duke and knee jerk G. Bush. I tell people all the time. Sometimes I'm like the candy. You either mess with me now or you gonna pay later. And I told you specifically. What was popping off yesterday. If you didn't see the Barbershop, maybe you're new to the game. I laid this down very early. I said Dillon Gabriel has been fraudulent. I showed you play after play after play after play, time after time after time after time. I told you the fraudulent nature of it. I told you Kevin Stefanski was fraudulent. I told you that the defensive players don't mess with him. They've been done on Kevin Stefanski. Bye-bye. But you guys always need to see proof on Sunday. You always need to see proof on Sunday. I know. During the week on Monday, by the time you get to Monday, you vent, you get over it. But let me just get to this, though. By the time you get to Monday, you vent, Tuesday comes around, it's not that bad. By Wednesday, you're talking about let's not be too harsh and jump to any conclusions on Dillon Gabriel. Well, listen, this is what happens when you get a bunch of people with a bunch of propaganda, and I'm going to show you. Maybe I got to continue to show you the receipts because I'm just a little too old in this game to be shucking and jiving and trying to play the Mr. Conservative route. Cleveland Browns are a complete joke. They're a complete joke. And the people that think they're smarter than everybody by propping them up, they're jokers too. But we've had it. How's about we just rip the Band-Aid off and call it what it is today? Who's ready for a little conversation about why the Cleveland Browns are the laughing stock of the NFL? Mike Vrabel laughed at you today like I said he would. The Cleveland Browns got smoked like I told you they would get smoked. And Myles Garrett again. We can roll out the beautiful bean footage of Myles Garrett and the greatest hits. And I tweeted this earlier. For anybody, the next time, I want you to say it. The next time you see somebody that don't have no topics, that's bored, that don't have no time or energy, that want to talk about Myles Garrett or his leadership abilities, feel free to tell him, G. Bush says you don't know nothing about football. Zero. Your hand ain't never been in the dirt. That's the quickest way to understand whether somebody has played a sport or not. This might not be for every single doggone person out here. Today, it might be a little harsh in the chat. But today, we got to pull the cards and call them what they is. They might have let a bunch of y'all into the game too quickly. It's a bunch of people running around here with no stats, no nothing. No gassers, no tackles for loss. No, don't catch the football, don't know what a football look like. Can't do 3.5 push-ups. But somehow, some way, they just keep letting y'all get in the game. But we got to put some of y'all to bed tonight. Because G. Bush told you what was going to happen, didn't he? Did I tell you? Go back and look at the blogs. You call me whatever you want to call me. I've been right the whole time. But today, on the Browns postgame show, we once again have to put some fools back in check. Cleveland Browns get smoked 32-13. It wasn't even that close to be truthful. Myles Garrett, 5 sacks, breaks a record. But even he doesn't care about that. Because here's what happens when you excuse losers. You start to tell yourself, Myles Garrett is the problem. When you got a quarterback that ain't an XFL quarterback and a coach that shouldn't even coach in college. There you go. Myles slammed his helmet because he wanted to get a 6th sack. The narrative, even though the Patriots running the ball today, bro, Myles slammed his helmet because there was suckers on the sideline. There's people that can't do their job on the sideline. There's people that should have been fired weeks ago on the sideline. And Dillon Gabriel ain't a professional quarterback. I'm sitting here tired of talking. I'm done talking to people. I'm done trying to be nice with you folks. We'll come back and talk about it right here in the barbershop. Oh yeah. Come on in. We got to talk about it. We got to get to it. Because I've already said it. This might not be for everyone. I'm okay. Oh my gosh, it's that G. Bush character again. He's coming back talking that noise. I'm going to tune him out. Yeah, y'all might want to go just do some lawn work. Y'all might want to get right to the lawn work. Let me start off by first saying this before the even conversation starts. So we don't got to play no games with him. This is what it looks like when you're a player and you play for an organization that people don't carry their part of the bargain and don't plan on winning. Let's be clear. We're going to flip this whole thing on its head. Here's what it looks like. If you saying Myles, if you want to go to the Myles Garrett leadership trope, they should confiscate your media pass. If you want to keep going to that trope, they should get you out of the game. Feel free to tell people when they come at that noise, tell them, how many plays did you play? How do you get paid to talk about what you get paid to talk about? How many tackles did you have? You got to go to the points now. Under no circumstances is your opinion supposed to be validated. It's time for you to get up out the game. Time out. I don't know no people that could go to NASA. I can't go to NASA and tell them my opinion on space rockets, can I? Can I go to can I pull up? Can I go to MIT and start telling them about string theory? Huh? Can I walk in Merrill Lynch and tell them, hey, listen, this is the latest hedge fund I got? No, you're not qualified. Qualifications count. I watched Myles Garrett come out here and dominate at a position I played premium-wise for well over 10 to 12, 13 years of my life. And you feel that because you got you a microphone or a pencil, if you can't do 200 push-ups, you can't say nothing about Myles Garrett. Oh, G. Bush, you're cooking now. If you can't run no laps, and if you feel a certain type of way, you got to ask yourself, why do you feel that way? Because I'm going to get my 200 push-ups in. I had my hand in the dirt. And the reason I'm going so hard at people, and the reason I'm going so hard is because it's all narrative-based cornball behavior. It's a lot of corny people out here today. Lots of cornballs. Lots of them. Every single time. See, you think you smart because you feel like, I don't know whether you think that you're gonna move yourself up the ladder. Like one day, if you save Kevin so much that you're gonna maybe one day they'll invite me to come do some. No, they won't. You're where you at. You ain't going nowhere else. So the easiest target is, let's talk about Myles Garrett and his leadership. Myles Garrett is better at his job than you are. But exponentially. You ain't going to nobody's Hall of Fame. Not one. Not the high school, not the middle school, not the elementary school. They not inviting you back for nothing, big dog. I'm sorry. Myles is a first ballot with the jacket. That be killing me often where you got a bunch of fan bases. It be cracking me up. You got these fan bases out here that ain't never won nothing, ain't seen nothing. But the second something get tough, the dude that's producing, they got 16, 17,000 sacks. You want to go to his leadership. What is leadership, bro? You know what I call it? Can you do a job or can't you? I don't need nobody at my job to do nothing for me about no leadership. You think I give a damn about somebody's leadership? I'm going to come show up and do my thing regardless. You're a sucker if you need another grown man to tell you what you need to be doing. You need another grown man to set an example how to lead your family? So let me get this. If you got a home invasion, you calling Myles Garrett, right? Or you go stand up for your family. Sucker tendencies. I need leadership. You need to grow a pair. You need to man up. See, this is the difference between flag football and people who played and people who talk about it. You couldn't talk about no sports back in the day if you ain't ran no gassers. You get in the Oklahoma drill and talk about that talk. They done let y'all hang out and do fantasy football way too long, and now you comfortable. Oh, I'm comfortable. What you talking about, bro? Half the reason the Browns get smoked and we get clowned is because y'all don't even do your job. You too worried about hanging out, chilling, backroom text messages. And I'm tired of pretending Dillon Gabriel is good. He's not. He's not. You know he's not. He's never been it. It's whole people talking about fifth-round picks and Shedeur Sanders. Dillon Gabriel ain't going in nobody's third round except for the idiot Cleveland Browns who took him. Where else was he going? Who else was beating his doors down? Come on now. Come on. It's time out for the games. All of that supercomputer noise y'all was kicking. All that extra over-the-top rubbing shoulders. Talk about his processing. Girl, this dude throwing the ball to nobody in the flats. Nobody. Who's out there? And I got to sit up here and pretend I didn't play half this. I didn't play this. I got injuries that won't never heal. Playing this game of football. Listen, I'm up all times of night breaking out film, and I got to argue with folks that don't watch no tape, don't do nothing, and go sit up there, and I'm supposed to respect what they supposed to say, and I'm watching it every week. You and I are not the same. I'm sorry, you're not. But don't take my word for it, because Joe Hayden said it. Don't take my word for it. Kurt Warner said it. Don't take Kurt Warner's word for it. Ocho Cinco said it. Chase Daniel then said it. Huh? How many more you want? How many more you want? Well, we're going to hear a bunch of this. We're going to hear a bunch of this. How you playing this? I told you how it be. I told you. It's a bunch of, well, what did you think was going to happen? You think that's a good answer for something? What did you think was going to happen? You sat up here and pushed this narrative about this dude that couldn't play, and you know he couldn't play. And now that he's not good, and the head coach we told you was not carrying his water in his playbook is trash, you carried water for him for 2-3 years. Writing these save me articles. It's not his fault articles. Well, the defense and the offense, and look at they're not good. They're not. Who picked them? Who picked everybody on the Cleveland Browns? You tell me. Did Santa Claus come pick them? Did Easter Bunny pick them? Who picked the receiving corps? Was it Rumpelstiltskin? Huh? Who picked them? Did they show up off the street and they just gave them millions? They picked every single person, handpicked them, scouted them, put them on the field, and called plays for them. And you sit up there and say, oh, well, what did you think was going to happen? That's an answer. That's an answer. You couldn't do that in New York. You couldn't do that in Tampa Bay. You can't do that in Dallas. You can't do that in New Jersey. You can't go to no major metropolitan area and sit up here and write an article like that. What'd you think was going to happen? You only get that off in this town. You get it off here because we ain't got no expectations, and you can write anything you want to write, and nobody cares. Take that to somewhere else like Chicago. I guarantee you don't get that off. I guarantee you don't. And the reason you say, why are you so animated? Because I'm tired of playing the games with y'all. Y'all play these little semantic games like no, the Cleveland Browns is terrible. Stop running around trying to gaslight people like you know so much more and you got some inside track about how it really isn't that bad and how in three, boy, listen, stop. Stop. We're not going to play that. We're not going to play it. Call names. Oh, you don't want to do that, huh? Call it who it is. I'm glad Shedeur Sanders not posted up. I'm glad 12 is somewhere. You know what? His back is hurt. Fine. Because you know what I want them to do? Stand on their own merits. You stand, Kevin Stefanski, you stand on your 32-13 butt whooping. Dillon Gabriel, you stand on your 3 turnovers. Don't distract me about, well, it was 12 in the Shedurians. The Shedurians ain't playing. They ain't on the football field. They ain't put no pads on. They ain't tackled one person. Stand on your own merit. And you know what your merit says? You know what the merit says? Nobody respects you. Nobody respects the Cleveland Browns. They laugh at you. Go ask all the players. You think they look at Myles Garrett like, who wants to go and play for that? The guy that is putting up ungodly numbers, that guy, you write hit pieces on? That's the guy you criticize? That's the dude who you got a problem with all the time. Not the coach, not the quarterback, not the evaluations, none of it. And you ain't slick either. Because the greatest hits is coming. When you won't say the coach's name, you throw darts at who? It's D. Podesta. You don't even know if D. Podesta even in the building. He ain't even been on camera in 36 years. But you think you're the smartest dude in the world because you can say D. Podesta, the boogeyman? Why don't you say what you really want to say? But we already know what we're going to hear. We hear a bunch of this. This is all we're going to hear tomorrow. Here's all we're going to hear. Courtesy of 92.3 The Fan.
I'm just going to say this to Browns fan. What did you expect? You read all the preseason predictions where everyone was telling you it's going to be a long season. Browns are not very good. They may win 3, 4, 5, 6 games optimistically. If, I don't know, the football gods smile upon them, maybe they win 8 or 9 and get on the periphery of the playoff picture. But they're not a good football team. The offense isn't good. The defense has a chance to be really good, and it's what's going to keep them in games. All right? Everyone talked about the first half of the schedule or going into the bye, how tough that was. And they're probably going to win 1 or 2 games. Well, guess what? The defense is pretty good. The offense is unwatchable, and they've won 2 games through 8. What did you expect?
Everybody to be fired is what I would expect. Everybody. Bye. What did I expect? I expect to go compete. Evidently, that's not in people's mindset. This is why you slam helmets. That is why you see this. You see the level of anger. You see like this is the point. Can you cover the team and say, what did you expect? And this man just went out there and played one of the greatest games in franchise history. And nobody else cares to do their part. Nobody else holds nobody accountable. Nothing. You keep talking about how he coming back and it's not a year. What did you expect? What kind of crap is that? This is why when people ask me, would I ever coach? I told you I would never in 100 years coach. Because you know why? I understand that there is coaches that are walking around here cashing checks that don't know what the hell that from their feet to the sky is. And we got parrots that come around here and chirp and sing the praises of regular people holding you back. I'm telling you about people right now. This is about it's about 6 or 7 of y'all that need to hear this. It's going to be people it's one in every office. 2 or 3 people holding you back. It's 1 or 2 people in your life that's holding you back. It's 1 or 2 people that won't pull their weight. It's 1 or 2 people that don't do nothing but drain your energy, take the resources, and live in a black hole. And instead of you doing what you need to do and cutting it off, instead of you doing what you need to do and say, I would rather get rid of 2 terrible people than to sacrifice 48 other people, I do it. But you know what? You got to take heart to do that. 5 sacks and you lost by 3 touchdowns. He said he told you what he told you from the jump street. Corny. And let me just tell you about this too. Y'all could create this fake little call, this fake little thing. Listen, if you thought half the reason y'all be salty, people be saying what they be saying, is because you want to keep the same status quo. It's the status quo. Well, let me get you right. The status quo, it ain't working. The status quo ain't gonna work. Do you want to know? You know how many players reach out to me? Let me just cut the pleasantries. You know how many players reach out to me, not from here, from all around the whole thing. And I'm just being nice about it. And you know what they tell me about Cleveland? Some people say I'd rather retire than come play there. I'd rather retire than come play for that noise. And you know what? You know what they mentioned? Hey, well, look how they did Odell. Look how they did Myles. Look how they did Shador. Look how they did Jarvis Landry at the end. Look how they did Nick Chubb at the end. Who they did right by? I just named you 6, 7, 8 players that been here during this regime, that put their body on the line, wasting time, wasting energy with a coach. A coach is worth a dime. I could go find high school coaches to do what he do. I can find high school coaches that do that. What did you expect? This sport is way too hard on everything. It's football players out here that have brain damage, that are in mental institutions because of this game. Are they rewarded handsomely? Yes, they are. But at the end of the day, this ain't no laughing, joking. It's a serious football game where people put their body on the line to come out there and to win for a greater something. And for people to sit here and rub the shoulders of a coach who ain't never won nothing, done nothing, first-time head coach, and you holding on to him like he's he Vince Lombardi. Stop. I'm done playing the games. I'm sorry. Listen, and I'm not going to do no arguing either. I ain't going to do no arguing. I'm going to just sit there. Because I don't validate what you're saying. I don't respect it. I can't. I just can't respect it. I can't do it. And I think it's funny, and I think it's hilarious that every time a player's name come up, y'all be borderline disrespectful when you talking about players. You borderline disrespectful. It's borderline. You mean when pull you aside, like, hey, bro, you doing a lot with the name calling and stuff. But let it be one of them dudes in the ivory tower. You ain't gonna say nothing. You're gonna sit there and you're gonna warm their shoulders up and stand in front of all of the oncomers. I'm gonna take the bullets for all of them. Go ahead. Go ahead. But what's on debate right here is nasty work. I'd be mad if I was Myles Garrett too. And I had planned on coming in here, not saying none of this stuff. I was going to play it chill. But you know what? I can't do it. I just can't. I cannot do it. Because the situation is there's people paying their hard-earned money, going down there watching this stuff. And guess what? You tell them, who cares? We already knew they were going to be bad. That ain't it. That ain't it. That ain't it. And I ain't even got to the quarterback yet. We ain't got to the quarterback yet. At all. We haven't even got there. Because y'all think y'all slick. Y'all think y'all real slick. You know what? I'm glad Shador wasn't here. I'm glad he was not posted up. Because you use him as a beautiful distraction. See, you think you funny. Yeah, go ahead and take him off the roster and put him right on the side. Yeah, his back hurt, whatever the case is. You let them play with the dudes they said they wanted to play with. You want Dillon to get all the reps, it ain't helped. He's been getting reps since he jumped off the plane. You drafted him in the 3rd round, you love him. He's been getting reps since day one. He was getting reps when Pickett was here, he left. He was getting reps when Flacco was here, he left. He's still getting reps. He was the first team dude. They ain't even split no reps with the backups. He's still getting reps. Okay, we'll make it work then. Don't tell me nothing about 12 and use it as some controversy and then try to bring it up and say, why are we talking about the backup? Oh my gosh, the Shadurians. No, the Shadurians ain't playing not one game yet. And I don't think they're going to play no game. You're not going to use it. No, I'm going to keep the thing the thing. The thing is, I don't think Kevin Stefanski is a good coach. The thing is, he has no clue what he's looking at quarterback. And to be truthful, the quarterback they got is not a franchise back. He's not even a starting quarterback at all. No disrespect to him, he's not. It's very evident. And I'm not going to sit here and just to make somebody feel comfortable, and you see it right there. You see it. It's evident. There was not one time in this football game that the New England Patriots was threatened one bit. They were not threatened at all. Did you see the drive Josh McDaniels came out in the second half with? Oh, we got you. Oh, let's run this toss sweep. We run a toss. How's about we fake and pitch outside because the defensive ends is upfield? Oh, here comes the reverse. Oh, let's throw the throwback. Masterclass in how you set up plays. I've been watching the same thing with Kevin Stefanski for weeks and years and 6 years. After your little first scripted little plays, it's Minimowski. Nothing. When it comes to creating on the fly, figuring out how to game plan and scheme, nothing. It's been that way for 6 years. But I gotta still pretend that somehow it's going to change overnight. He's outcoached every single game. It doesn't matter who the other team had. And then just the way they laugh at your roster. Mark Schlereth is like, yeah, you know, the Browns need maybe they don't have any big receivers. I mean, they don't have any catch radius with the receivers. It's like, you know, everybody's the same size. Really? Really? You don't say so. And these are your saviors? But you want to tell me the Browns, don't tell me what the Cleveland Browns want to do next year. Listen, don't tell me what they want to do. Who cares what they want to do? They better coach for their job. You talk all this evaluation. Let me tell you something right now. I hear another person tell me about who ain't ready. Kevin Stefanski ain't ready. Well, Shador's not ready. No, Stefanski's not ready. And evidently, if that's what ready looks like from Dillon Gabriel, he ain't ready either. You stop telling me about who ain't ready, but the people I'm seeing on the field that get an opportunity to perform ain't looking good. Stop telling me about rightly or wrongly, the Browns, I don't give a you-know-what the Browns believe, think, care, wish, happy for. Until they start developing people and winning games and not being a laughing stock, stop selling me on what they're telling you. This is bad as this might be the Soviet Union propaganda. What, you want to take pictures with it? Like, I don't understand. This is Soviet Union level propaganda. Well, what they feel, you got an under 500 record. You ain't won in Foxborough since 1992. You want to tell me what somebody want to think about? Y'all look ridiculous. Countless articles about how smart and processing speed and supercomputer. Only in Cleveland would you get that off. Who else was taking the fact that he even, and you got and there's people that gotta sit here. And I gotta sit here and really act like I'm even half interested in hearing that when you already know what it is. Let's step like guys. Let's just not be let's not be stupid about it. It's wild work. It's wild. It's wild. And it was wild before this game. Ain't nothing changed. Ain't nothing changed. Huh? Look, you can call me what you want. Ain't nothing about this changed. I just played this a couple of days ago. Huh? Let me just go to this. Let me say something.
It just seems to me like the Cleveland Browns, again, for better or worse, and I'm not suggesting this is the organization that you should have blind faith to the quarterback position in, obviously, but for better or worse, they deem Dillon Gabriel as the better player now and the one they want to get a longer look at.
Really? Really? State-run media? Really? For better or worse? I mean, you could cut this. And you could cut this and you could paste about 7 different faces on this same talking point. It's the same talking point. Ask this man, has he watched any of these games?
I don't think he's on the clock. You guys do? You think if Dillon Gabriel has a kind of blah performance against a really smart New England defense, you think all of a sudden Shador's in?
Well, I don't know what the motive is inside the building. And by that, I mean, is the motive to determine what you have across the board in your quarterback room so you can be informed moving into next year's draft as to what you have? Or is your motive to see what the guy who you drafted first in this quarterback room, obviously Dillon Gabriel taken in the 3rd round, Shador in the 5th, is to get enough runway for him to make a very informed decision on him specifically? And it feels like that's where we're trending, is that.
See, let me tell you about the talking points. He said this previous to the game. So here's where the maniacal nature comes in. He sets up the fact that he already knows Dillon Gabriel's not going to perform well, but none of that matters. It doesn't matter actually what he does, because the only thing that matters is what the Cleveland Browns believe, and therefore it validates anything that they do on the football field. This is on Thursday. This on Thursday. This not today after the game. So the cycle never ends, right? So you set up the fact that Dillon won't play well. You then come back and say, well, I get the fact that he wasn't, I get the fact that he really wasn't ball. It's all propaganda, bro. And now hopefully that you see it. See, I said stuff that I ran this yesterday. Maybe you didn't catch it yesterday, but I was 24 ahead of the news cycle. I was real chill with it, because they already they got the chain messages already popping. They don't already set it up where that don't matter. It don't matter what happened, right? Until they accidentally tell the truth. See, she told the truth. But watch this. We'll keep going.
They want to make sure that Dillon Gabriel gets enough of a runway as a rookie quarterback being inserted into this position at a certain point in the season that they know definitively what they have in him, not necessarily in the quarterback room.
No, we know what we have in Dillon Gabriel. It's called nobody else was taking him. So guess what? My thumbnail yesterday said this. The thumbnail yesterday said, he's going to die on that hill. Kevin Stefanski is going to die on the Dillon Gabriel hill. He'll try to, and guess what his press conference said? Are you going to make a change during the bye? No, Dillon's the quarterback. Of course he is, right? Because you told us that Dillon Gabriel gives you the best chance to win games. And guess what? Turns out he's not better than Flacco. Dillon Gabriel gives you the best opportunity because you're the only one that took him. You told us that you liked him more than Jackson Dart. Does that turn out to look good? And it's so devastating that you won't even give your backup quarterback reps to even prove that he can even play. Don't take my word for it.
As a whole.
Here's what I'll say. We saw 4 games with Joe Flacco. We're going into the 4th game with Dillon Gabriel. They've got a bye week after that. If Dillon Gabriel doesn't show better than he has in the first 3 outings, then Shedeur Sanders' time needs to be then. They should take the bye week, extra week to prepare to get Shedeur Sanders ready to go into the game. This season has always been about the Cleveland Browns getting as much information about the quarterbacks that they have under contract so they can make an informed decision about how they move forward with that position in 2026. We got to keep in mind, Deshaun Watson is entering the window to return to practice. He's going to be in the mix in the second half of the season.
That's insane to me.
So that's a November, December proposition. You owe it to yourself through the investment in the draft pick in Shedeur Sanders, and quite frankly, the confidence that you showed in him by being willing to trade away Kenny Pickett, a guy that you gave away a draft pick for earlier this offseason in order to keep him on your active roster. You owe it to yourself to find out what Shedeur Sanders can and cannot do. You absolutely do. And so to me, it is a missed opportunity if they stay the course with Dillon Gabriel after the bye, if Dillon Gabriel doesn't show significant improvement again.
Whoa. Hey, listen. Hey, significant. He fell off. We don't need significant. He fell all. Don't even worry about it, big dog. He fell smooth off. Been proudly on the G. Bush Express, being hard on a suspect coach, Kevin Stefanski, and his blunders 2 to 3 years ago. Sweet Lou, thank you. 2 to 3 years ago. 2 whole years before this blunder. Hey, if you're a Barbershop member, how I told them they gentlemen's punted on the season because they refused to get what? Wide receivers. Every single wide receiver we brought up, we don't need him. We have Donovan Peoples-Jones. We don't need them. Telling me who you don't need. Now all of a sudden it's the receiver's fault. Oh, by the way, when we had receivers, you gave Odell Beckham Jr. away for free. And he went on to win a Super Bowl. Telling me about what you need. Stop playing around with me up in here. What you need. We got video. We've been having video evidence of what these cats been doing. Maybe you just new to the party. But we've been talking about what's going on. My question is, how you getting all them first team reps? Why you getting all these first team reps and look like this? The supercomputer been getting reps since day one. How was he getting reps? And we figured it out. You tell me.
Let's start with this. Is there any issue with the backup not getting first team snaps here when Dillon Gabriel is your starter?
I thought that Kevin Stefanski said earlier in the year that he is focused on the development of all of his young quarterbacks. Isn't that what he said? He was focused on the development of Kenny Pickett, Dillon Gabriel, and Shedeur Sanders. That's what he got us. And now we're at the place where you're not going to get Shedeur reps. You're not going to prepare him for the games, knowing that he could be the number 2 quarterback, knowing that he's one hit away from going in. How does that make sense?
What's normal
From a readiness standpoint? How does that make sense? Usually a backup quarterback will get 15 to 20% of the reps in practice with the first team.
With the first team? Okay.
Yeah, just so he's prepared to go in the game if he has to. Right? So if you have a team period of 12 snaps, the backup quarterback will get 2 to 3. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Well, let me put context on that.
Okay.
Let's say we got 12 reps a team.
Mm-hmm.
The ones are only going to do 7 or 8 of those reps. They're not going to do all 12.
Okay.
So this is abnormal. That should.
The fact that he's not is weird, and I don't understand it. Now,
do you feel like they should be giving Shedeur any reps in practice? They're going just exclusively all the reps to Dillon.
I mean, obviously they don't. No, they don't like. They don't want Shedeur to get that opportunity. And I think if you're believing in Dillon Gabriel right now, I think for this next week you can give him all the reps. That's fine. But once it starts getting like a couple of weeks, if the results aren't wins, then we can start splitting.
But you don't have to take my word for it.
A couple of reps, but I can understand why the coach wants to give his first string rookie quarterback all the looks to be able to give him the most opportunity to succeed out there. And I would expect the same once Shedeur gets in, he's getting all the reps and not Dillon Gabriel getting some of them. I think it should be Shedeur's opportunity to get every single rep with the ones to prepare.
He said it right the first time. He just don't like, he had to stop himself. He said, hold on, I'm a Browns legend. So let's see what he did with all them beautiful reps he got. Let's see what he did with all them beautiful reps that he got. 21 to 35, 156. 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. 4.5 yard, 4.5 yard average. Dunk all the way up the field. Turnover, a safety, throwing the ball to nobody. 2 interceptions. 1 I would have played it on here, but I'll get demonetized, and I'm not giving the Cleveland Browns none of my money back. Sorry for showing NFL films. And the last touchdown he had was a nice throw to David Njoku, but the game was already over. It was 30-something. The game was already over. Nice touchdown on a scripted play. But you see the difference. You see the difference in the Drake Maye, 18 to 24, 282, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. And he got sacked 6 times by Myles Garrett. And guess what? He still had a 135.8 QBR rating. Let's see what he did. This is with all of the reps. He's been getting first team reps since he stepped off the plane from Oregon. He got all the first team reps in rookie minicamp, in OTAs, in training camp, in practice. He got first team reps even when Joe Flacco, he was in the football game when Joe Flacco was coming out at the end of games. And this is the level of production you are getting from said reps. Thousands of them. Mind you, this reason I tell people, nah, you're not that smart. They ain't got nothing to do with Shedeur Sanders in 12. Let him sit on the sideline. You throw yourself out of a position, and Kevin Stefanski coach yourself. If Kevin Stefanski is putting his stake down on Dillon Gabriel, we'll let him die on that hill. This is what you got for all of your investment in your reps. All of them. He got more reps than Flacco, more reps than Pickett. Huh? Yeah. So if this is, and it's disingenuous, here's what we're going to stop playing the game too. Let's stop playing this game. And we're going to get to these comments because we'll be here all night talk about this. Because I'm just, I can't put my face on no more. I can't put on, no. People that want to run around here and act like if this wasn't Shedeur Sanders, they wouldn't be jumping off the top of buildings. They bold-faced lying. Let me tell you how they disingenuous and been lying from the jump. Let's talk about how they've been lying. Because guess what? I done had people straight up tell me you're only good as your last game. In the last game I saw him play, he got sacked 5 times. Well, I saw Dillon Gabriel get sacked 6 times against Pittsburgh. You didn't say nothing about that. What about the Panthers game? Oh, that didn't never happen. If you think that Shedeur Sanders could come out and do any of the stuff that Dillon Gabriel has put on tape right now and would not already have people being like, this dude, I had people tell me this is the reason he was a 5th round pick because he got sacked. But you just got sacked 6 times in a game, and we don't say none of that. I think we should all give everybody an opportunity because I don't want to jettison somebody. We need to be, they're younger, give them more of a run. And I think that Shedeur should get the same opportunity. Liar. You're not, don't act like you trying to play balls and strikes now. Really? Because you wasn't saying that after the Rams game. You still used the Rams game, even though he still didn't turn the football over, and Dillon Gabriel turned the ball over twice against the Eagles, and you didn't say about that. But we're gonna keep it pushing. we need more of a sample size. Okay, well, we'll keep sampling it. Keep 12 right over there. Because what we're not gonna do is act like that you're gonna manufacture some controversy, and then that's what you're going to point to. And, this is why I said this is unfair. And this is why I said this was problematic to start with because there's 2 quarterbacks. No, it's problematic because 1 quarterback's on the field not playing well and the coach trash. That's problematic. So, yeah, we're going to take that off the board. Shedeur is injured. Put Bailey Zappi behind him. And now we'll see what happens. Because guess what you can say? Where are the trolls at today? I need to see them. Where are all the trolls at? Where are all the Shedorian call? Well, guess what? When that chip is taken off the board, and you got to stand on business of what is actually what you do on the field, then guess what? You have nothing to talk about. Where are you at? Mowing your lawn? What are you doing? You in the man shed? What are you doing? I'm confused. Where are you at? Where are the articles at? It's quiet as hell over here. Oh, let me guess. You can't use somebody as a punching bag and run and hide and say, well, he shouldn't pay attention to us anyway. Well, don't worry, we won't. He's hurt. He's injured. He can't be on camera. You can't say anything about his backwards hat. You can't say anything about his shades or why is he over there talking to Denzel Ward? Why is he not sitting on the bench with Dillon? How come he's not in the same vicinity? What did he eat for breakfast? I wonder what color shoes he has. I wonder what kind of underwear he's wearing. Stop the games. You want anything? It's not on the table. 32-13. Let's talk about what happened on the football field. Why don't we? See how that works? I understand this ain't for everybody. Can't stand this dude, G. Bush. I can't stand him. I knew it. Honey, turn the game off. Turn it off. Guy from the barbershop is coming on. I don't like him. He used to be a good person. And I don't know what happened to him. Shedeur Sanders got there and it just turned him all the way around. Turned him all the way around. He used to be middle of the road. He could make me feel comfortable about the Browns losing. But now he just makes me feel bad. And I don't know. It's time to go walk the golden retriever. These dudes is garbage. I can't believe how bad he is. And it pains me to say it. It pains me. But we is self-checked. Mike Vrabel over there, and people had the nerve to question who got the better end of this stick, us or the Patriots. Mike Vrabel was over there dapping them up like these fools. I was over there can you imagine? I was over there for a whole year sitting up under this dude. You gonna tell me if you get rid of Kevin, he'll have a job tomorrow? No, he won't. Where? Cutting grass? Delivering papers? Where? Where's these coaching jobs come from? Stop. Come on. Quit playing. 7,300 people in here. I don't even know where they came from. I guess the 7,000 want to hear the real. I told you yesterday gonna age like a fine wine because I told you don't want to hear it now, but you got to respect it later. Because who told you? I wasn't wrong about Pickett. I wasn't wrong about Flacco. I wasn't wrong about Dillon Gabriel. I've been talking about Kevin Stefanski for 4 years. I wasn't wrong about that. If you're going to call me a clown, put some respect on it. It's a big circus. And 2 or 3 or 4 touchdowns today. Y'all better get to that man shed, bro. I'm telling you, playing around with me. Let's get to these super chats. Let's get to these folks up in here, man. This is crazy. Can't believe these folks. Time to stop being nice. Niceties is over. If you want to pull up, I'm just, listen. Let me just tell y'all something. Let me just tell you something. If y'all feel that you're going to come on, I don't care where I'm on 96 platforms. If you feel you're going to come and bring that propaganda, I'm just telling you, I don't got no time for it no more. The propaganda stuff, we going to have to agree to disagree, but it will not be uttered in my area, and I'm going to sit here and go along with it. I'm tired of it. I can't do it. Can't do it. So I'm just letting you know what type of time we on right now. Already. Like, that's just what it is. I'm not going to be sitting up here. My football credibility won't even let me do that, dog. I mean, like me as a person, yeah, like if I'm trying to be cordial and stuff, but me knowing football, I can't even sit up here with you and really go back and forth with you like that, bro. Like, real talk. Because it's insulting my intelligence. Like I'm not going to sit up here and argue with somebody that the earth ain't round. Like, I don't got time for flat earthers. I don't got time for people saying we never went to the moon. I don't have time for it, bro. Like, it's cool if you want to be on the back stretches of the internet, but I literally can't do this about Browns content. I really can't. And I'm not going to play the middle role like I'm just, let me just play devil's advocate. No, I don't have time for it no more. I just don't. Emmanuel Johnson, thank you so much for the super chat. Like I said it before, Dillon Gabriel does not have to be Brady, but he has shown no progress. We don't see any flashes of his supposed potential. Bro, let me tell you something. Always remember about this about stories and stuff. To have a hero, you always have to have a villain. A hero is only as good as the villain. I had a problem from Jump Street when they started talking about Shedeur Sanders with an offensive coordinator who's been from a two-time He was here, and I told Pat Shurmur he should get up out of here. But the thing you can't say about Pat Shurmur, he called plays for the Browns and for the Giants. He is a head football coach. How are you going to start running around trying to rewrite history about him not being able to understand offenses and call plays in the huddle? Me as a football person, you know what? I'm going to take the L on that one. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm so hot in the moment, I'm going to take the L for that. There's certain things that when people say, that needs to be immediately eviscerated. Because even if you playing nice with somebody and you let that roll, that puts a perception out there that can linger on longer than what it even should have been. When it comes time for X's and O's in football, I'm going, you know what? I'm going to hold that one. Because no person who's dedicated this much time of their life to the game of football, I don't care what your opinion is. I don't care who you are. The president can come down and tell me the sky is purple. It ain't purple. So, but when you start with them tropes like that, but yet and still you're going to tell me, oh, this dude is a supercomputer, and I seen him play against Ohio State. He wasn't no supercomputer that day. Under no circumstances. I'm letting you know it's different. It's different. I'm telling you, you might want to switch your days. I'm not having no more football conversations. I'm tired of it. We can't do that. Because this stuff is corny. We've been seeing this stuff. We was at practice. We've been seeing this. And what happens, you make people feel comfortable with doing stuff like that. And now all of a sudden it's, well, what did you think? Oh, no, we can't. No, we're not going to do that. So I'm telling you right now, if you got your propaganda and you got your talking points, please be ready to argue those. Please be ready to be back. Because I'm telling you, I got bars in the phone. I'm letting you know today. So please get it tightened up. Dizal Boyd, 216-404. So if Shedeur isn't ready, is Dillon Gabriel? Facts. Make it make sense. That's another one too. The burden ain't on the guy we ain't seen. I ain't seen Shedeur Sanders throw a football in months. By the way, neither is anybody that covers the team. At them practices, they allowed to see them stretch. And that's it. So all that noise, how do you know? How you know he ain't ready? Did you see him in practice today? No. Who told you that? Oh, so you got to take somebody's word for it. See, I'm starting to learn that it's not really about, it's just taking somebody's word for it. That's how it worked? Because practice is closed. If you didn't see him throw or do anything, how do you know he's behind or he's not picking the offense up? How do you know any of this? Oh, somebody told you? Just like they told you why he was going to the fifth round. No, we're not going to get into that. Myles is a beast, 5 sacks. No more Myles slander. Jason Lloyd has been wrong all year on the quarterback intel. I'm just saying. I didn't say it. Look. By the way, this is a great opportunity. I don't just say this lightly. We're going to be back at the film review on Wednesday at 7:00. We're going to be watching this film. All of us. I've always said, even in them clips I use, don't take my word for it. Always demand receipts from everybody, including myself. I am not above reproach. T. Bush, if I say something, you may like how I say it. You may say, man, I like his charisma. That ain't good enough. Charisma is not good enough for you to take somebody's word. You got to have receipts. Why do you think we do memberships? Because I really want you to come in here, and I don't just sit up here and degrade and come out and say Dillon did this and he's trash. I point out the great plays he made, the good throws he made, the good plays Kevin Stefanski called, and the terrible ones alike. So if you want to be part of that, we do film review every week. If you want to know, we talked about the quarterback class in 26. Next week, we're right back to the film review, 7 o'clock, members only. We'll put the link in the description. You're going to get a members only blog on Wednesday. You get a members only blog on Tuesday. You still get the barbershop. You still get other content. So we're trying to do things to educate people over here, not just hate. Because you can call me a clown all you want, but I'm trying to show you that what I'm talking about is legit, right? It's actually called putting the work in. And I try to do that. So if you want to hit the join button, you can hit the link in the description. We'll put the moderator will put the link in there so that you can join. Let's keep it pushing. Dillon Gabriel was running the same operating system that original RoboCop did. Murphy. Murphy. Yeah, Detective Murphy back in 87, boy. Nasty work. And it's no shot against Dillon. We're not trying to really, I like him as a person, but I gotta keep it a buck with you though, too. That ain't it. We all know it ain't it. We ain't. And the thing that they're asking you to do is wait 3 more weeks. See, and I'm not going to do that either. I'm not going to sit here. See, you can get in a second opinion, right? Right? Let me break this scenario down to you. Something wrong with you. You go to the doctor. They think you got a broken leg. You can't walk on it, can't do nothing. It's killing you. It's giving you crazy pain. You taking pain pills like they Tylenols and chewables. You go to one doctor, the doctor tell you, I don't know. I'm saying to an orthopedic specialist. You go to one specialist. He say, yeah, you need surgery. You say, I want a second opinion. You got to wait 2 more weeks to get another second opinion from another orthopedic guy. You go there. He tell you the same thing. I mean, you could take it, you could chill on it, but I think you should get it repaired. Okay. At that point, you done already had this broken leg for weeks now. You can't go to work. You can't put nothing. You miserable. You gonna say, I want to go get a third opinion? You just had 2 people tell you that you need to get surgery. After the first person said, I think you need to get surgery, but just make sure I'm going to send you to a specialist. Now, you'd have been to 1 doctor and 2 specialists. They all told you the same thing. You think I'm going to wait 3, 4 more weeks of hobbling around to get it done? No. You know why? Because I got all the information that I needed 2 or 3 weeks ago. See, what you think you're going to do is keep coming out here till it's completely done. You wanted to come out here and the wheels fall off. You want a full mutiny. You want Myles Garrett. You want Myles Garrett or Denzel Ward to be out for the season. You want to get blown out 3 of the last 4 games. You want it to all come tumbling down. And then you turn around and say, oh, there's 3 games left. We'll give it to Shador. Knowing good and well, half the team is injured, half the team then checked out, and the coach don't even know if he's going to be there. And then what you're going to do is turn around and say, well, I don't think you can, the little body of work he had, I don't think that we really have the quarterback. We can't afford to pass. You think somebody is stupid. Y'all really be thinking, see people's done. You think that these gymnastics y'all be doing is so, no. You want to run the shot clock out. You're not trying to get a good look at nobody because you know Dillon Gabriel ain't it. You've been knew that. Earl said something that I thought was the firest thing in the world. He said, we do Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. Mikey McNuggets, we got graphics to pull. Last year, when we was doing graphics for quarterbacks, there wasn't one graphic for Dillon Gabriel. Not one. Not one mock draft had Dillon Gabriel going higher than the 5th round. So I think it's ironic that everything that they use as for Shedeur Sanders might actually be the truth for Dillon Gabriel. Maybe he isn't ready. Maybe he really wasn't a 3rd round pick. Maybe he does have limitations like we've been saying. But the longer you try to keep saying it, like, I'm sorry, come on. And by the way, my energy level is not going to change during the bye week just because there ain't no football games there. So I'm just let you know that right now. We've seen enough. Quit. We've seen enough. They wasted a 5-sack game by Myles. Keep that man's name out of your dusty mouth. Facts. You're gonna have to find another perch to jump on, because that's part of the greatest hits. Anytime you want to avoid saying Stefanski's name, just blame Myles, Garrett, or DePodesta. That is sure to get people fired up. It don't work no more. I'm gonna just let you guys know that it don't work no more. Don't play it. Don't listen. That's played out. You think because he got a contract that you can use. They always be doing that. Always remember, the first thing they talk about is your money. That's the first thing they talk about. Let you make somebody's mad. First thing they talk about is money. G. Bush is over there selling out for clicks. Yeah, because I'd say Stefanski was trash years ago. Come on. By the way, how can you sell out for clicks and Shedeur Sanders ain't even played yet? Think about that. He ain't even touched the field yet. Not played one. We ain't seen him play against us in months. You know what kind of game you got to have to capitalize on something and it ain't even touched the field? Ain't threw a touchdown? Stop playing with me. Blowing za 247. At this point, Kevin Stefanski is paying for the random office space bot farm in East Cleveland somewhere. No way he still got fans. No way. It's crazy. 67, awesome kid. Put Dollar Store General in for 1 or 2 more games so we can see his interception ceiling. You see what happens when Quinshon Judkins ain't in here to be a tackling dummy. See what happens when you can't prop somebody up? Can't just run wildcat at the goal line, throwing 12 passes. They've been trying that. And people run around talking about like that's a legit game plan. We'll give it to Quinshon Judkins 800 times. Maybe they won't notice we don't have a quarter. Brody's bottom line, DG had a 6th or 7th round grade, but the Browns drafted him 3 rounds early, so they deserve what they're getting right now. I don't work for the Browns, so I'm going to be on a you-know-what every time. I don't work for them, and I don't audition for them either. Everybody equal opportunity. Talk about people who got drafted where. Nobody had him on the list nowhere. And the announcers is trying their best to just find nice things to say. Yeah, I like the fact. You look, here you are. You know? That dump-off route was crazy. Oh, by the way, we seen him go deep today. That didn't work out too well. Where are you throwing the ball, bro? Double coverage. What are you doing? The 2 interceptions were ridiculous. And the safety, if you think that Shedeur Sanders would have made them 3 plays, that people would have been like, oh, he's just young. He's just a rookie. Get out of here. That's the same people that want to make you believe that they actually care about character. Character matters. Sure it does. Look at our country. See? This is why you can't never have nothing, because you still always dabbling. Like I said before, Christopher Robbins, like I said before, Jimmy's kids or grandkids are going to fire Stefanski after saying he's sticking with 8. Hey, listen, man. If Kevin Stefanski want to die on that hill, have at it. He's actually thinking and like that Dillon Gabriel is going to save his job. The writing is already there, bro. You already made the decision that got you shadow realmed anyway. The fact that you felt like this guy was it tells me all I need to know about your football acumen and whether or not you know what a quarterback looks like. And they're going to sit here and try to tell you, well, the Browns are doing a great job of trying to develop. You ain't developed nothing. DG missing that new iOS update. Cannot compute. Digital quarterback don't know where to throw the football. Processing speed down 3%. Must check down to the flats. Check down flat equals not getting benched. As long as dump down and flats continue to happen, DG, Pinto, Printer processor, Skynet, Matrix, Reloaded will always be in game. Good job, DG 5000. Stefanski over there rubbing his shoulders. Get up out of here, bro. Get up. Good gracious. Brody's bottom line. Jason gonna die on the Kevin getting 6 jobs after the Browns, McDonald's, McDonald's, Burger King, Taco Bell, Applebee's, Hot Sauce, Williams, and Arby's. And they still wouldn't let him call no place from their menu. Kevin, we're just gonna have you on the fries. We're gonna have you. Guys, bring it up. I wanted to do a quick shift meeting before our rush. We have some changes. Kevin, you were ahead of the menu. We're gonna actually move you to fryers. It's just a little better cohesion there. We feel like your analytical process will help us get the fries out on time. No, we won't be meeting. We don't need the old menu. We've come up with a new one. Yeah, we did that last night. Did you check your email? I mean, I could circle back later on tonight if but I really wanted to get this out, during the meeting. Okay. I had 3 or 4 new menu items that I was going to run out of starters. Yeah, those won't work. We never even ordered that food. We went with Tom's menu. It was much more balanced. Yeah, Brody. Beverly, Bev, what's up? I love Shador, but I don't want him to play because I don't trust the organization. This media is going to criticize Myles no matter what he says. Well, we can just criticize them. So if you're criticizing Myles Garrett, I'm flatly saying that you don't know what you're talking about. You just don't. I mean, I'm just be honest with you, bro. If you can find fault in a guy, what he did today, I mean, I played the same position as him at a very lower, lesser level. But what he did today was borderline miraculous. By the way, we could stop propping up Mason Graham too. Ooh, did you just say that? We can stop giving him Myles Garrett's accolades. We can stop doing that. Just let you know that, right? Stop giving him these mythical plays that we haven't seen. Didn't know he was playing today at all. 0. Didn't know he was there. And I'm a D lineman. But I'm not going to take it's a lazy way out. The lazy way is talk about Myles Garrett, continue to talk about Myles Garrett. Something goes wrong, talk about Myles Garrett because it's low-hanging fruit, and you think you can virtue signal to fans who count people's checks and feel like athletes don't really care. Because that's the narrative you're trying to shape. Myles Garrett doesn't care. He's really good at his job, but he's not a leader because why? I want somebody to be there to perform, not come up with these mythical narrative-based conversations about sports. at your water cooler. I don't like water coolers anyway. Who still has a water cooler either? Anyway, I ain't never had no good conversation with nobody in no corporate office about no football. That's why I stopped going. No one cares about your fantasy league, bro. Nicole D. Send Deeper Des to AB, Kevin Pack, and get the Ivy League crew out of Cleveland, bringing some real football people. I mean, do you see their receiving core? Hold on. This is wild work. I don't even know if I still got this. This is wild. Let me show you what they. Let me show you why people be super disingenuous. Let me show you why the media is super disingenuous. All this stuff they talk about. Well, what did you think? Don't sit up here and tell me, well, they don't have any receivers. When you was at a press conference and the receiver coach said this is why receipts, I keep them laying around. Your receiver coach said this.
I've been very pleased with our young players that we have in the receiver room. They've done such a good job of coming in here and working hard. And you know, I think that we have some good leadership on this team. I really do. And I know that Tommy Rees has done a great job with the young players, really teaching, coaching those guys and trying to get them to help us win games. And that's certainly the attitude that they've had. They do everything that's to help the team. And I'm really excited to keep seeing these guys play. I really am. They've done everything we've asked from a preparation standpoint. And I think with increased opportunities, they'll have success.
What the heck did he just say? You see the buzzwords? You lead the league in drops. You're the worst team against separation. You run the wrong routes. But you're going to sit here and tell me you're going to give them credit because why? They did everything that you asked them to do? Well, whatever you're asking them to do is garbage and it isn't working. You need to be fired, or the bar is set so unbelievably low that the fact that somebody works hard is the only thing you value, not the result, not catching the ball. They did everything we're asking them to do. You see the buzzword, the leadership buzzword? If you think that you can throw around corporate finance BS PowerPoint presentation bullet points, and people are so dumb, they're going to say, wow, listen, at least the receiver coach says he loves the fact that they would increase opportunities. I would love some of your children to come home and give him that same line. Yeah, Mom, I do understand. Mom and Dad, I get it. I understand that I didn't do any homework. I understand I didn't study. And I do understand that this is my third F in a row in English. I did get some Fs in math too. But I'm doing everything that was asked of me in class. Everything that was asked of me. I pay attention. I do everything except for bring books home, but I mean, that's a small thing. But with increased opportunity, more tests, the more tests I take, I mean, statistically, its probability says I'm going to do better with the volume of tests, right? Like, I'll get better. I have more opportunities, right? You don't want to punch your kid right in the face. He couldn't even get past the part where he just told you that he got 3 Fs in a row. That would be in the conversation. But as long as you say it, I'm doing everything my teachers asked of me, and with increased opportunities, maybe I might get a D next time. This is crazy. I was done on arrival to have one of the best quarterbacks off the board, and you won't play him. The players know DG ain't it, and still give him all of their all. Mad for me. Man. J. Will 28. Kevin Stefanski lost the locker room by sticking with Dollar General after the bye. Listen, I want him to stand on it. If it gets him fired, it gets him fired. That's his guy. Cool. I'm not going to talk you out of it, but I'm not going to sit here and you're going to try to explain it to me like I'm going to just take it. Emmanuel Johnson, appreciate the super chat. First it was London, then Steelers, then a hurricane. What's the excuse now? If it walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, most likely it is a supercomputer duck. Uncle Kai, name me a bigger joke in America than the Cleveland Browns. I'll wait. I mean, do you know how many quarterbacks? They ran a graphic. Somebody, since Kevin Stefanski been here, I think they done had almost 15 quarterbacks. How many? 20? 20 quarterbacks in 6 years. 20. No, I'm gonna keep that to me. Only in America. We should get that off. Only in America, boy. Brody's bottom line. Deshaun looks better every game now. Don't he? Don't he? After I seen what Flacco was doing, bro, I'm convinced Baker looked better every single day. Jacoby Brissett looked better every day. Deshaun Watson looked better every single day. Odell Beckham Jr., every person that leaves here has their best life. They either have a career year, big numbers, best team success. I mean, every one of them. I mean, it's crazy. Joseph Johnson, Kevin Stefanski is self-checked. 12 stay on the sideline. Don't let them hey, listen, I like what you did. If you hurt, we're not coming in to save nobody. If you hurt and you injured, you hurt and you're injured. Let him play Bailey Zappi. And I'm not going to argue with you about who should be the backup quarterback either. I done smarten up. We done all smarten up on y'all. We're not about to argue with y'all about Shedeur Sanders. And Shedeur Sanders is doing exactly what he should be doing. Move it in silence. You ain't got to answer that, Shedeur. Be real quiet. Nah, I'm just out here helping the community. I just gave a car away the other day. I'm here to support Dillon Gabriel. Yeah, find somewhere else to have a distraction. Find somewhere else where you can move the blame to somebody else, because I'm not going to give it to you. I'm glad he over there. Hey, Shedeur's doing his rehab. Great. When his opportunities here, he'll perform. And let Kevin and Dillon Gabriel have whatever they're going to have. Because here's what's going to happen. People like me, I'm a little more emotional. I kind of tell it early. But there's a lot of people out there that ain't going to do that. They want to give you the benefit of the doubt. They want to chill. They want to say, like, okay, but we're going to wait this out on Kevin. They want to do that. When you start losing them people, you're in trouble. Because you already know where I stand. The only thing propping you up is them other people. And the second that it becomes politically toxic, and it's evident that Dillon Gabriel ain't it, and it's evident that Kevin Stefanski is starting to lose the locker room, and people, and now it's whispers about, we don't even know he's going to make it past this year. Then those people are going to get you up out of here too. Because now it's open. It's politically convenient now. Shedeur, the last dude to play. You already done started to see the narrative switch up on him. All of a sudden, his accuracy is so devastating. All of a sudden, he's ready to go. Nip it at the heels. All of a sudden, the Browns are doing a great job of developing. Stop. Quit. Supercomputer is coded language. There's always been a trope, and I could say this about the cognitive abilities of African-American quarterbacks. Ask Donovan McNabb, Randall Cunningham, Warren Moon. Warren Moon was a Hall of Famer. He had to go to the USFL to even get a start. It's always been a thing. Can he, first of all, what does it mean? Can he get in and out of the huddle? What does that mean? You should ask somebody, what does that mean? You telling me that he doesn't know how to snap a huddle and he's been a quarterback for his whole life? for all of it. No other position. He don't know how to get out of the huddle. They told you Lamar Jackson should be a receiver. He's a 2-time MVP. They told you Jalen Hurts needs to move to H-back. Todd McShay said he will never win a championship or go to a Super. He's been to 2 Super Bowls and won one. That trope is old as the day is long. I ain't the first person to say it. William Bassett, you're preaching, Pastor Bush. Give it to him. I wish I didn't have to be that. No Limit Soldier, Dillon punted an interception. He punted the interception. Joseph Rodinger. Would it be best if 12 didn't touch the field this year and get screwed by Kevin Stefanski and hope a new coach he hires can actually do something with 12? You know what I used to always think about? I thought about that because to me, he is at a disadvantage. And the problem is the fact that he is at a disadvantage is because Kevin Stefanski hamstrings people with his playbook. However, there are some things that is open in the field that if you can get to and hit, you can do some things. And the goal is for Shedeur Sanders to get an opportunity, and when he gets into the game, he plays at a level in which it's just completely night and day from everybody else. And if that happens, and they're like, oh, wow, we might got something here. But we don't think Kevin Stefanski is the right coach to develop him. Give us somebody else. That's the dream scenario. But sometimes you don't get the dream scenario, especially when you get drafted where he get drafted. So what he's going to have to do is when his number is called, he got to go ball. He can't worry about who calling the plays. Always remember, the people who's on the sidelines call the plays. It's up to the people that's in the huddle to execute. And, hey, if I see something backside, I'm throwing it. If I got to scramble and make something happen off the improvisation, I'm going to do it. Understanding things like watching Dillon Gabriel today, understanding, okay, well, if I get in that situation, I can't throw that ball and get a safety. Or I can't predetermine these little short routes. All those things are the stuff that he's going to have to do. Blowing's Eye says, cyberbullying will fix this. It builds character. Don't bully people. We have to put a disclaimer. But you can contest a lot of things people say. J614, appreciate your super chat. They want to question Myles Garrett leadership, but I didn't see the same energy when Haslam drafted Manziel after a homeless person told him to do so. That was bad. Jay Carter, we appreciate the donation. We appreciate the super chat. Mike C. Rodriguez, SSDD with this team. Been an expansion roster since 99. Legacy media in Cleveland is inept and don't have the balls to hold anyone accountable. I think the game done changed to a point where, I can't even be mad at them. They just telling you what the Browns want you to hear. That's what they moving. Oh, I got it. The bigger joke in America is Cleveland Sports Talk Media. Set apart last. Browns is tanking. DG is the fall guy. Jimmy picked Deshaun Watson, so he promised Stefanski he can get his guy, so his job is secure. They don't care about the fans. Here's what I'm gonna say about this. More than anything, you know what people feel about. See, you got more power than you recognize. Let that stadium be empty at the end of the year. I done been here forever. I done seen many old coach get fired from a vote of confidence. You went from a vote of confidence to no, we can't do this. Because here's the thing. You trying to sell a stadium. At some point, you're going to have to start jacking up the prices for that said stadium. I always told people like this. If they were smart, they would be operating under the premise of, I ain't never seen somebody build a new house from ground floor up and then bring the old furniture from the old house. Don't happen. If you got enough money to build you a house, everything going in that house is brand new. From the paint to the chairs to the man cave to the TVs. We getting all new stuff. I'm not bringing nothing back. I ain't bringing nothing old into my new blessing. If he was smart, he'd be like, I got a stadium coming up in 3-4 years. What's the best I can do? If I get me a new coach and build it around, if Shedeur Sanders is balling or shows that he can do something, I'm resetting the whole situation, give me some football dudes, and then running it and seeing what we got in 2026. If Shedeur don't do nothing in 2026, you got an opportunity to turn around and say, okay, well, we got to pivot and figure something out. But the thing about with a new coaching staff and a new front office is it instantly gives your fan base new hope. It instantly gives you a new fresh vibe. It instantly gives you hope that maybe these people can actually come in and be competent with a quarterback we think we can do something with. And if that don't work, they can go out and get their own quarterback or whoever they want. But if you were smart, you wouldn't bring none of that old stuff into a new house. Give yourself a 3-year runway. Beverly Motley says, Browns organization structure is a failure. Mike Vrabel is already making a difference in New England. The Browns is their own failure. Guess what? Vrabel been there 5 months, 6-2. 6-2 already. Rookie quarterback last year, all of a sudden he's balling. But they want to sell you it's going to take 10 years. Come on, man. Come on, man. Michael Lucas, we appreciate you for becoming a member. We appreciate you, dog. Chris, watching this team made me not even like football. It's one of the most boringest products I've seen in my life. Like, if I didn't have to watch it for work, I mean, it's hard to get through. Like, it's a different style of football than anybody else is playing. I mean, it's night and day. Just the concepts, the speed of the game, the size of the players, the athleticism, the play calling, the creativity, the discipline. It's all different. WO Space Age, I thank you so much for the generous super chat. Stefanski calling us high school play action passes to the fullback to slip out our star rookie tight end out of the backfield to get Gabriel a 20-yard pass. Stefanski is scheming so hard to get DG looks downfield. He can't throw downfield. It's Shedeur time. Let him develop. Yeah, I mean, that was a decent play call. He moved them in the backfield to be a fullback. They ran a little out route, little corner route with him, and it was a nice scheme. I gave him credit for it. Nice throw from Dillon Gabriel. It wasn't too terribly crazy, but it was a nice first drive. But the problem is, it always is a good first drive, and then what happens? You're basically shut out the rest of the game because of your creativity, and your quarterback has to be able to throw the ball downfield at least 15 to 25 yards. He can't do it. And today he threw it in double coverage, predetermined throws. Not going to work. Miss Bell promises to make MG not kept. He should be mad and gone. Oh, Myles Garrett. Promises to Myles Garrett not kept. Yeah, they look. And what Myles Garrett going to start to do, he did this last week. Browns can't trade Myles Garrett because of the cap hit. They just signed him. They can't trade Denzel Ward because of the cap hit. They can't trade Grant Delpit because of the cap hit. So if those guys are vocal and telling you right now, I'm upset, it don't matter what the Cleveland Browns is going to do. Kevin Stefanski can't even discipline Myles Garrett. He's the best player on your team. He just got 5 sacks. So he's going to be talking. And he's been out on Kevin Stefanski. He's been out there. So what you're going to see now is going down the backstretch, you're going to have a lot of people talking. And thank you so much for the super chat. Young Among, let's talk about the fake back tightness, Kevin's horrific head coach. Hey, man, I'll believe him. Hey, if Shador say his back hurt, I'm going to take his word for it. His guy Boogie said his back was hurt. I'm going to take his word for it. And you know what? I ain't even mad at it because I don't want Shador Sanders coming in and being some sort of shield. So, no, if Dillon Gabriel is your starting quarterback, like I said last week, you let him finish the game. When you put Shador Sanders in, create a game plan for him and let him cook. We're not going to play these little games back and forth all the time. Let Dillon Gabriel stand on his own merits. If he's starting quarterback, let him fight through his situation, and you get him ready to play, Kevin. You coach your tail off. But we're not going to use somebody as some shield. Mike Lucas says, supercomputer processing, overthrow, check down, supercomputer processing, interception, supercomputer processing, safety. Oh, Jeffrey, nothing. Appreciate the super sticker, man. Mike C. Rodriguez, Mike Vrabel in the Browns office, they hadn't turned it over. And then when their gimmick plays ran out, I thought we played pretty good. Did he actually say that, right, Mike? Did he actually say that? Somebody tell me if he actually said that. If he said that, that's telling. The gimmicks ran out. Squares Arm, the fact that Vrabel was laughing is diabolical. You saw him laughing over there like, they thought they can run that on me. I told you they was cheeks. I told you they was cheeks, dog. They were cracking up. Project Leroy. It's hilarious watching Dillon Gabriel crap the bed every week and be named the starter after the bye. Players should opt out to be traded. They can't even get traded. Here's the problem I even have with that premise. If it's between trading my best players and firing a coach who's never won anything, why is that even an option? I'd fire you just for the heck of it. You haven't hoisted no Lombardi trophy. Where's your playoff wins? Huh? Why would that even be? I'd fire you with the quickness. It wouldn't even be a second thought. Myles Garrett or Kevin Stefanski. Bye. Brody's bottom line. Kevin never been a good coach. Never. Fraudulent. RBN's Through the Fire podcast. Stefanski also wants us to keep pretending that 12 is trash. He wants us to pretend 12 is practice squad at best. Well, listen, let me tell you this, Kevin. You can keep pretending all you want. At some point, you might pretend yourself right up out of a job because there's more and more people that's coming around that's saying, well, I was one to support Kevin all the time, man. But I can't. Be honest, G. Bush. Some of the stuff I'm seeing, man, you're right about. Maybe this isn't. Yeah. Them type people start turning. It's over. Lord of the Drip. The safety at the end, it was wild. If the Browns don't move off Gabriel this week, everybody should just stop caring because they are playing games. They've been playing games for a long period of time, for 40 years. RBNs, thank you so much again for the super chat. The motive to continue to ruin 12's image. Well, listen, ain't really actually be truthful. I think the tide has turned on that. A lot of people are now more savvy, and a lot of people ain't really hearing that no more. Like the little trolling that people was trying to do with Shador Sanders, the longer he don't play on the football field, that's a losing battle for you because every week that you play, your performance is going to tell people what they think about you. And so at some point, people are going to say, how bad can he really be? Because you guys are really bad at your jobs. And the quarterback play is really bad. So you saying that, he's not downplaying them, that just makes you look crazy. Because obviously it looks like you do got one quarterback that ain't ready, but he's the starter. Invictus Red. Shout out to Indiana. Indiana been balling. If they could move down the field the way they moved down if they could move down the field the way they moved the goalposts, whew, that was tough. That was tough. They would be prolific offense if they could do that with the way they do them goalposts. They would be averaging 45 points a game. Nita, PSA, don't give local media clips. Keep your money in our media community. UCSX exception when G. Bushon. They sided with Kevin. Jimmy Haslam reinforced support yesterday. Zach wrote Dillon Gabriel's story in Athletic. He flipped. I didn't read the story. But here's what I'm going to tell you about me flipping. I've been consistent by the day. I didn't see it in training camp. I didn't see it in college. Didn't see it when he was starting games. Didn't see it when he was the backup. I didn't see it when he was at Oklahoma. Didn't see it when he was at UCF. I didn't watch the dude all pit stops. So this ain't the first time we heard about Dillon Gabriel. I've been watching him since he was playing at UCF. Vigilant Hawk. Why is everybody protecting Dillon Gabriel? Even your colleagues, since when evaluating an overdrafted third-round pick became a priority? Well, they were trying to draft him as a person that was going to be a backup, and they were going to punt on the season. But then they got foiled because Shedeur Sanders fell to the 5th round, and Jimmy Haslam was like, well, I was cool with us not getting him in the first 3. But it's free money. He's sitting right there. You know how many jerseys we can sell? We might be on TV every week. So then what really tripped him out was, oh, man, this guy can actually play too? They saw the Panthers game, was like, oh, my goodness, he actually can play? If you watched him play, everybody knew that. DG and Will Howard, the worst quarterbacks at the combine. They was pushing Will Howard. They was pushing for Will Howard around here too. They was pushing tough for Will Howard. P. Rosting, 6 p.m. on Sunday, and 5,000 people are commiserating about how bad our leadership on the football team is. Let that scrub keep playing. The Tecmo Bowl offense is not going to cut it. We've been on here forever. It's 7,600 people from Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. And I think each and every one of you, even if you ain't coming here to say nothing, but the reason I appreciate it is I feel like, okay, now you see what I'm talking about. And this shows people all around the place that all of these people ain't dumb. They don't like what you're putting down, and they showing up the numbers to say why. Nobody is trying to hear you spin nothing. When Monday and Tuesday come around, we will respect you a lot more if you just say, Stefanski is my guy. I got a relationship with him. That's my dude. I'm not going to really come out and slander him like that. He needs to coach better, but I'm just putting it out there. That's my guy. I would respect you a whole lot more. I would. Because I'm like, dang, bro. At least he had a nerve to stand on it. But don't come out here like you're trying to be in the middle and an honest arbiter of the truth. Stop. You're not interested in that. Gaming 216. Gee, this dude put his whole body into a check down. He almost cracked his back throwing a ball 3 yards. He got to go. Always into something. I like that name. Tom Brady don't want Sanders. Hey, Tom Brady need to worry about what he got going on with the Las Vegas Raiders. Why is you trading for Kenny Pickett? You need to worry about why they taking Kenny Pickett off our hands. Crown or Thorns, DG, definitely garbage, a.k.a. DG Dinkin Goblin. Oh, boy. Only time I remember a non-first round pick invested in Only time I remember a non-first round pick invested in as much as Dillon Gabriel was Drew Brees in the San Diego Chargers as a second rounder. I mean, I'd never seen the level of extent of the propaganda at the beginning of the season where they just every single article, every single interview, every single guest is the Browns think Dillon Gabriel has one of the best. He has 7 Intel Pentium processing cores. As a matter of fact, his RAM is 389 gigs. He has over 9 terabytes of memory. His processing speed is faster than the speed of sound. I was just like, okay, where's this coming from? Because this is definitely not what nobody else is saying. Blowing Zot for 247. He doesn't look like Dillon in Oregon. Kevin Stefanski regressed him. Team's nothing like the Ducks. Kevin should at least be able to recreate that. The only problem, Kevin should just give the playbook up to Tommy Rees. And frankly, I'm just tired of seeing him call plays, period. Or his concepts. I hate his concepts. I'd rather do my taxes 3 years early and pay a penalty. Going back to church, I have to come back and listen to the rest of this. They tried to set you up with them quarterback stats on UCSS the other day. It didn't work. Because every stat you just gave me, you got an opportunity to see them stats don't mean nothing when you're in a football game. What is you doing today? Pot of coffee. Bye-bye, Stefanski. I can't wait until UCSS. I got my coffee and smoke ready. Oh, boy, it's going to be a great show tomorrow. Make sure y'all pull up. TL Arena 20. Thank you so much for the super chat. TW, the false narratives. 12 can't run this offense. So my eyes lying now. 12 needs to develop. What for? This in this JV offense. A week of prep for this offense, please. Thank you. He gotta be ready to throw bootlegs and check downs. He got to be ready to hand the ball off on dives that get tackled in the middle of the field for 2 yards. This is what he got to get ready for. And by the way, if this is what ready is, Dillon Gabriel ain't ready. And Kevin Stefanski has been in the league as a coach 6 years, and he looks like he's not ready. So what are we talking about here? Ready. He is under no privilege to talk about what he's figuring out or developing. Bird's Nest, Mike Vrabel. When their gimmick plays, he did say that. Wow. When their gimmick plays ran out, we pretty much we played pretty good defense. Judkins refused to speak to the press too. The locker room is now lost. I don't believe in this dude. They don't believe. Yeah. I already know. I didn't already heard from the horse's mouth. Dudes ain't. There's a whole contingency people on defense that been checked out on these dudes. And you were like, yo, we gonna come play hard. You know what I'm saying, before each other. But as far as believing in what Kevin Stefanski is putting down, absolutely not. TL Rayner 20 says, have you thought about the Browns tanking the season on purpose? Sure. The problem is that when you tank, it never works. And when you tank, you open yourself up to get fired. It's not a good strategy because even if you try to tank on purpose, you're setting a bad culture for all your young players that you just drafted this year. You're also setting yourself up from a point where you're not going to maximize your team because your team is going to start to resent you. They're like, you're asking me, think about this. One of the worst things that you could ever do is, as a parent, tell your kid something that you are unwilling to do yourself. If you tell your kids, hey, but you should tell the truth, no matter how much it pains you, but you blatantly lie about stupid stuff. Yeah, I told you I was going to go to the park, but I ain't going to do that now. The kid is like, well, I told you that I would clean my room. I'm deciding not to do that too. Like, you know, when you lose that type of energy, now they people will willfully try to get you fired. I'm gonna tell you that right now. If it get too bad, they will willfully be like, you know what, I'm tired of this stuff. I gotta go. You know what, my hamstring hurts. Take that. A Myles Garrett hamstring injury is the difference between you losing a game 32-13 or being 45-2 or 3. Denzel Ward with a migraine is the difference between you getting eviscerated and cooked or you staying in the football game. Rob Cunningham, can we get fake gambling charges on on Kevin Stefanski to tie him up 12 weeks on administrative leave? Fortunately not. Unfortunately not. He won't take the bait. Stefanski won't even play Go Fish. Old maid, Uno. He ain't playing none of that. He's like, you ain't getting me out of here. Blazing's I-247. Jay Crawford, get his info from Chat GPT. He plays for the $100 version. He told us that is his inside guy or buddy. He has a $100 imaginary friend. I need you to say that. He got that paid version. That Chat GPT will tell you that $100 version will actually tell you what you should cook for dinner, what to do for your wife when she's mad at you, and lay your fit out for school. Hey, yeah, Chat GPT. Hey, what should I wear tomorrow? Come in the room, it'd be all laid out like it's the first day of school. Leo King Jones. The receivers do not want to play with Dillon Gabriel. I can see it in their body language. Jerry Jeudy might as well. Jerry Judy's like, bro, I don't want no smoke. Like, can you imagine having to go in there and go to work? Bianca says, Ed Stefanski hated Allen Iverson, and I didn't like his swag and was holding him back. Same thing with his son, Kevin, is doing with the same with Shador. Ooh, see, you done, Bianca. Hold on. Let me see. Let me see. Man, let me see. This is wild. This is crazy. What is this? Let me see. It looks like, yeah, he is. He was the he was in Philadelphia when he was there. I forgot Stefanski's dad is an executive in the NBA. So, Sweet Lou, thank you so much for the super chat. Lula Davison, thank you so much for the super chat. Stardust 5. Sample size. Jackson Dart only needed one game. So many excuses for Dillon Gabriel. Commentators glazed Dillon Gabriel's last TV throw. I want the same energy when Shador played. Trust me, you won't get that same energy. I'm telling you that right now. The DG supercomputer went down for the count. When it's generated, the intentional grounding program was for safety. System overload, y'all. He was confused out there. I'm like, what are you throwing the ball? TL Rayner 20 says, have you thought about the Browns tanking the season on purpose? Yeah, we kind of talked about that. If they was trying to tank and that's what they was doing, you know the collateral damage means you could get fired. Jack Slammer, Myles is the man on and off the field. The fact that he appears to care more about the team's success than the front office is sickening. That should tell you all we needed to know. The owner came out and said, oh, everybody is safe and we're good. And, 3 games ain't enough to evaluate. And nobody else seems to care they're taking L's. Well, maybe they don't, because they're under the assessment that they're going to be around. Derek Spina. The Browns are the only jerks to make a projected first or second round pick, a 5th round pick, and a 5th round pick to a 5th or 6th round pick at 3. So basically, you're just saying they're the only people in the world that would think that Shedeur Sanders is a 5th round pick, but Dillon Gabriel is a 3rd round pick, and they overdrafted him at 3rd. Make it make sense. You would think how arrogant they act, that we've had a history of winning. So smart. No. They just think, that's the elitism that when you talk about people coming from the Ivy Leagues, like they run every sector. They run the finance. They run the politicians. They run corporate America. They run sports. They run, those people have infiltrated every part of society and told you what they want to hear, that analytics is the way. Dita Seeker, I don't want Shedeur to play under Kevin Stefanski at all. I know some people that echo that. I'm not enthralled about it either. Stardust, we appreciate you. Can't wait to hear Tony Grossi has to say about the check down Android. Oh, I'm sure he'll do something like, well, you can always go to, well, what did you think we were going to do? They're going to draft a quarterback in 26 anyway. People keep talking about the safety. Put the 8-yard pass on the 4th. But the 8-yard pass on 4th and 15 was insane. Supercomputer, they say, LOL. Yeah, the play call was kind of garbage anyway. That was in the route combination. What route combination was that? Always into something says, how many sacks did Myles Garrett get against the Texans? The Houston Texans? I don't think he got no sacks in the playoff game. J. Will 28. If Shedeur plays well and those receivers miraculously start catching the ball, fire Kevin and the receivers coach. I'd agree with that wholeheartedly. Flavors of the Moody Blue. Just let the whole front office go. I wouldn't be opposed to that either. Brazil, thank you so much. We appreciate the super chat. Bucky just called Cap on Shedeur injury at Grossi. Oh, I got to see this. MD Brooks went to Ivy for a communications degree. Don Peasy, owner needs to grow, set and fire the salt and pepper joke, Kevin. I don't want Shedeur out there as long as he's calling plays. Kevin Stefanski will set up to fail. Trust me. I think Jimmy will pivot on a dime if things continue to go this way. Brandon's Jim. So the built-in excuse is now that the Deshaun Watson trade is, they've been trying to say that. They've been trying to say that. It's all Deshaun Watson. He threw a grenade in the building, not the fact that Kevin can't call plays and the guy that they're endorsing is not a starting quarterback. They didn't draft any receivers. They can't draft linemen to save them. And they've missed on countless players. But Deshaun Watson was this is what I kept telling people. When Deshaun Watson got hurt, I said, guess what, Kevin? You're out of excuses. You can't blame anybody. Everybody else you tried to blame is neither here, gone, not here. So Deshaun Watson is hurt. So now we can't put it on Watson because last year when Watson was playing just like the rest of them was playing, DTR looked like Watson. Watson looked like Flacco. Flacco looked like Brissett. Brissett looked like Baker. Baker looked like Dillon Gabriel. All of them looked the same. The playbook never changed. They went throwing the ball downfield when they had receivers. And when Odell Beckham Jr. started circling the fact that he was open in this film, in this film, in this film, in this film, people got mad for him saying that he was open. Think about that. You're not mad at the fact that they didn't throw him the ball. You're not mad at the fact that Kevin Stefanski can't get a rock to him. You're mad because the man pointed out he was open. Make it make sense. 6 months later, he was hoisting the Super Bowl trophy. Multiple touchdowns in the first half. If he went toward his ACL, he could have been Super Bowl MVP. He had more touchdowns with the Rams than he did his entire time with Cleveland. And that was like 5 games. Brandon Larrabee, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you. Just a Girl 007. Donovan Mad was just trying to make DG a sad story the other day. He ain't, you know what? The sad stories. 12 Jameis Winston Media. Now what can they say? TW, nothing. They're going to have to just eat that. TW, Browns Media. Oh, Fox News. We can lie and. Brandon, thank you so much for becoming a member. We hope to see you Wednesday when we break this film down. Same goes for you, Christopher Rucker. I hope to see you in that breakdown. Leo King Jones, Shador is not far from being polished. He'll his play will overcome Stefanski's play calling. That's the hope. But I still can't stand his playbook. Keytron Thornton, Brown should hire Flores to be the next head. I wouldn't be opposed to that at all. Actually, Bull said that as well. Monk Mode MGTOW. Outcoached, outclassed, and outplayed. Facts. Pro fan talk. NFL alum here. Former Eagle born in Cincy. I love the content. Keep it coming. I appreciate that. That's what I like to see. I like when I see from the guys that actually did it, that they can say, you know, I'm going to stamp that because he ain't off base what he's saying. You know what I'm saying? Don Peasy. Stefanski is said to be a quarterback guru. But what quarterback has he made? He's praised for the coach of the year 2 times, but so is Ron Rivera. What Super Bowl has Kevin Stefanski gone to? Let me show you something. Let me show you something. Let me show you something. Okay. Show you something. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Let me see. Where we at? Nope, we don't need that. Oh, yeah. So let's take a look at this, and it goes to show you something. Notice. The voting of the 2024 NFL Coach of the Year selected by who? The Associated Press. Selected by who? The media. Selected by who? Journalists. Selected by who? Writers. Selected by who? Print media. Who is always coming to the defense of Kevin Stefanski? It ain't players. It ain't former coaches. It ain't the players that he's coaching for or coaching, putting on the field. It's always the media. So, of course, they're going to Kevin's the guy because you guys vote for that award. By the way, I feel it's ironic that the same people who vote for these type things vote for the Hall of Fame, and you inexplicably have people like Terrell Owens, the second greatest receiver statistically ever to put on a jersey, only behind one Jerry Rice, and we're not going to put you in because you were mean to us. We thought we're going to attack your character. The fact that you even let somebody who ain't, it boils my blood every time I talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. But yeah, that's why. My 2 cents. Haslam got his senses after Trump made his posted tweet. Oh, did we forget whether or not we like him or not? The darn president of the United States could see something wasn't fitting right. Dang, bro. It's the one tweet I ain't even really was mad about either. Said, oh, look at here. You got a little tweet, huh? Grand YouTube channel. DG quarterback QBR was 18.9. Straight trash. Big J the Barber. DG easily Tamo Tua. Please return to sender. And I don't even think he's Tua. Tua threw for 4 touchdowns today. Can you imagine if Dillon Gabriel threw 4 touchdowns? He'd be losing his mind. As many live viewers as DJ Akin below Zod 247. You have as many live viewers as DJ Academics. G, you a star. Now I wouldn't call it that. I appreciate people pulling up. I just think that this is more of an opportunity to show how people is fed up. A lot of people that ain't trying to hear this no more. Like, we've been nice. We've been trying to play nice, but we're not going to do it no more. But I appreciate every 1,000 people you got in here, whatever it is. And, I'm glad you pulled up. But at the end of the day, it all goes to God anyway. Like I always say, it was for you. It's for you. That's why I don't be too much pressed, but I appreciate it though. I do. Mike Lucas, supercomputer processing, overthrow, check down, supercomputer processing, interception, supercomputer processing, safety. Joe Mode Big Town. Joe Watson and DG look horrible in this archaic offense. Don't force Shador to turn his power down to run this offense. He ain't gonna do it too. He gonna go up top. I'm tell you that right now. He figuring he gonna go up top. He gonna figure something out. He better, because playing in this is crazy. Disco drip. I've told the Dillon apologists at Oregon, everyone was open. In the NFL, those windows are closed. Dillon never proved he could throw receivers open at Oregon, but 12 can. I wasn't impressed there either at Oregon. I wasn't. The Cold Butt Group, AG, ask Jason, what's the next gen stat say now? Or is it a relevant stat now? They'll tell PFF's dead to me, except when PFF is proving what I wanted to prove. See, the advanced stats say, actually, the advanced gen stats say Dillon Gabriel really, he's 5'9", but really, next gen said when he steps in the pocket, his presence makes him feel like he's 6'4". Oh, goodness, disco trip. Just like all the interceptions aren't all equal. All Ivy Leagues aren't equal. Neither are the applicants. Facts. At one point in time, they had to stop legacy guys from getting in Harvard. People was mad. My dad went here. My father went here. My stepdad went here. My cousin went here. My great-grandfather, he has a JV library named after himself. You have to let me in. But sir, your ACT is only at 20. I mean, it's good, but it goes up to 36. I'm a legacy. I need to be in here. Jeremy Shelper, thank you before becoming a member. We appreciate all of you. 7,960 people in here. That is a new record for the Barbershop. We cut a lot of hairs tonight, right? But we're not done. I need y'all to pull up tomorrow. We're going to talk about it on UCSS. We're going to be there. I know what y'all want to hear. I want to see the energy level in the building. Also, you still got time. Tuesday, we'll have our Tuesday conversation. We're going to get somebody. We're going to pull up on Tuesday, 7 o'clock for all my members. For all my members, Wednesday at 7 o'clock, we're going to get the film review. We're going to keep it going. So hit that join button, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. It's 7,000 some odd people in here. Do me a favor. I know we read a lot of super chats. You don't never got to feel like you got to become a member or that you have to donate for super chats. All I ask you to do is, if you appreciate the content, put a simple comment in the comment section. You can even disagree when you want, or hit the like button so like-minded people can get a chance to see this type of content. So that's all we ask, and we appreciate the heck out of you. We got a couple more that just came in. Matthew Vertrix, Slicks Jimmy, got his new stadium. He don't care about the team, the city, or the fans. He just wants to make another pile of money and give us the bird. That's what we come into. That's what we come into play. I'm not going to play with him. I do my part. I'm going to do my part. I'm going to keep it consistent and say no. People, Jim Donovan, longtime voice of the Browns, he did all this for how many years? Doing play-by-play for how many years? He done passed away, and you ain't no closer. BSK, Kendall Lewis, he had a quote talking about everything, about what's going on with the Browns back in 2003. He passed away years ago, and the Browns are still in the same spot. So excuse all the rest of the people that want to say, what did you expect? That's not good enough for me. And I think that's not good enough for the people who tune in on this platform. Kateo. Hey, G. Bush. I've never seen so many 5-yard passes. I ain't either. At all. And you're going to see more of them. Film breakdown coming up on Wednesday. We appreciate everybody. Have a good rest of your night. And as always, even though I didn't cuss them out, talk all bad about them, want the coach to be out of here, and I want to see 12 play, I'm still a Browns guy. So we always say we appreciate you. And as always, go Browns.